In your language, numbers look good only in math class or when you are checking your bank account. However, inside your body, seeing certain digits go up is actually a big red flag that something is wrong. Your kidneys are quiet workers, and they usually do not complain until they are in real trouble. By watching these 4 specific results on your medical tests, you can spot the struggle before you feel any pain. While we are going to break down these markers simply so you can protect your health and keep your body running smoothly for a long time. Why kidneys don't complain. You know, most parts of your body are actually pretty loud when they're unhappy. If you pull a muscle, you feel it instantly. If you eat something bad, your stomach lets you know within an hour. But your kidneys, they are the absolute quietest workers you own. They sit back there in your lower back, processing about 200 quarts of blood every single day of your life. Think about that volume for a second. That is like running 40 huge office water jugs through a filter that's only the size of your fist. It's an incredible feat of engineering, but it's also a trap. The problem is that your kidneys are overachievers. They have this built-in compensation mechanism that is honestly a bit scary. They can get beaten up, scarred, and worn down, but the healthy parts will just work twice as hard to cover for the damaged parts. Because of this, most people don't feel a single thing until their kidney function has dropped by 80%. By the time you're feeling tired or noticing swollen ankles, you're already in the end game. You've been running on a skeleton crew for years and didn't even know it. This is exactly why we have to stop listening to how we feel and start looking at the actual data. If you wait for the pain, you've waited too long. We're going to look at 4 specific numbers that act as an early warning system. These digits start rising long before you feel sick, and catching them early is the only way to keep your system from crashing entirely. Number 1. Serum creatinine. Let's talk about the first thing you'll likely see on a standard blood panel. It's called serum creatinine. To really get why this matters, you have to think about your body like a high-performance engine. Every time you move a muscle, whether you're lifting a heavy box or just blinking your eyes, your body is burning fuel. The byproduct of that muscle energy is a chemical called creatinine. It's essentially the molecular soot or ash left over from your daily physical existence. In a perfect world, this waste enters your bloodstream and hitches a ride to the kidneys. Your kidneys are designed to be the ultimate janitors. They grab that waste and flush it out through your urine without a second thought. However, here is where the math gets serious. Your body produces creatinine at a pretty constant rate based on how much muscle you have. Because that production is so steady, your blood levels should stay within a very tight, low range. If you get your lab results back and that number is climbing, it is a direct physical signal that the drain is starting to clog. Imagine your kitchen sink. If you turn on the faucet and the water stays low, the drain is working fine. But if you see the water level rising toward the rim, you know there is a blockage somewhere down the line. A rising creatinine level is the result of rising water. It means your kidneys are physically unable to keep up with the trash your muscles are producing. Now, don't panic the second you see a tiny fluctuation, because context is everything here. Since creatinine comes from muscle, a huge guy who spends 5 days a week at the gym is naturally going to have more ash in his system than a small elderly woman. That doesn't mean his kidneys are failing, it just means his engine is bigger. Other things can throw the numbers off too. If you're severely dehydrated, your blood becomes more concentrated, making the creatinine look higher than it really is. Even eating a massive steak right before your blood draw can cause a temporary spike because you're essentially ingesting animal muscle. But generally speaking, doctors look for a range between 0.7 and 1.3 for men and 0.6 to 1.1 for women. If you are consistently hitting the 1.5 or 2.0 mark, your kidneys are no longer whispering for help, they are shouting. You are officially in the danger zone where waste is recirculating through your body instead of leaving it. Number 2. GFR. If creatinine is the waste in the sink, then GFR is the speedometer that tells us exactly how fast your filtration plant is running. GFR stands for glomerular filtration rate, and honestly, it is the most important number on your entire medical report. Doctors don't just look at your blood and see GFR, they have to calculate it. They take your creatinine level, your age, and your gender, and run them through a complex math equation to find out your score. Think of this score like a percentage of life left in your kidneys. If your GFR is 100, your kidneys are working at 100%. If it's 50, you're down to half power. It is a terrifyingly accurate way to see exactly where you stand. The medical community breaks this down into 5 distinct stages of chronic kidney disease, or CKD. Stage 1 is a GFR of 90 or higher. You might have some protein in your urine, but your filters are still strong. Stage 2 is between 60 and 89, which is a mild drop but usually nothing to lose sleep over if you start eating better. But then we hit the magic number. That number is 60. Once your GFR drops below 60 and stays there for more than 3 months, you are officially in Stage 3. This is the tipping point. This is where your risk for heart disease, high blood pressure, and bone loss starts to get real. You have to understand the rhythm of this number. While we want our bank accounts to go up, we want our GFR to stay high. A falling GFR is the same thing as a rising risk of total body failure. If you hit Stage 4, which is a GFR between 15 and 29, you are in severe territory. At this point, your kidneys are barely hanging on by a thread. Stage 5 is anything below 15, which is full-blown kidney failure. That's the stage where terms like dialysis and transplant list become your daily reality. This is why you cannot ignore a downward trend. If you see your GFR go from 80 to 70 to 65 over a couple of years, that is a red alert siren. Your goal is to stay above that 60-point line at all costs. It's the difference between living a normal, healthy life and being tethered to a machine for several hours a week just to keep your blood clean. Number 3. BUN. When you're looking at your blood test results, you'll almost always see the letters BUN sitting right next to your creatinine. This stands for blood urea nitrogen, and it's a totally different beast. While creatinine comes from your muscles, BUN comes from the protein you eat. Your liver is a busy processing plant, and every time you eat a piece of chicken or a bowl of beans, your liver breaks that protein down into a waste product called urea. That urea contains nitrogen, which is toxic if it just hangs out in your blood. So your liver dumps it into the bloodstream, expecting your kidneys to filter it out and get rid of it. Think of BUN and creatinine as the dynamic duo of kidney diagnostics. They're like 2 different sensors in a car. If only one is off, it might be a fluke. But when they both start rising together, you know the engine is in trouble. However, BUN is a bit more sensitive to your daily habits than creatinine is. For example, if you decide to go on a hardcore keto diet and start eating massive amounts of steak and eggs, your BUN is going to spike simply because your liver is processing more protein. It doesn't necessarily mean your kidneys are dying, it just means they have a bigger workload today. The same thing happens if you're dehydrated. When you don't drink enough water, your blood volume drops, and the concentration of urea nitrogen goes up. This is why doctors love to look at the BUN to creatinine ratio. It's a bit of secret medical shorthand. If your bun is high but your creatinine is normal, your doctor might just tell you to drink more water or cut back on the protein shakes. But if that ratio is balanced and both numbers are climbing, that is a clear signal of intrinsic kidney damage. It means the filters themselves are physically unable to process the normal waste of your life. A normal bun is usually between 7 and 20. If you see it creeping toward 30, 40, or 50, your body is essentially marinating in its own nitrogenous waste. That leads to brain fog, fatigue, and a metallic taste in your mouth. It's a number that tells you exactly how much trash is sitting in your system, waiting for a ride out. Number 4, ACR. Now we have to talk about the one test that most people completely overlook because it involves a cup and a bathroom instead of a needle. The ACR, or albumin to creatinine ratio, is the ultimate leak detector. To visualize this, I want you to imagine a coffee filter. In a healthy kidney, that filter is incredibly fine. It's designed to let the water and small toxins through while keeping the big, important stuff, like protein, inside your blood where it belongs. Albumin is the main protein in your blood, and it's a big molecule. In a healthy system, it's simply too large to fit through the holes of the kidney's filter. But when your kidneys are struggling, those holes in the filter start to stretch or tear. This is what we call a protein leak. Seeing albumin in your urine is like finding coffee grounds at the bottom of your mug. It means the filter has failed. We call the early stages of this microalbuminuria. It's such a tiny amount of protein that you can't see it with your eyes. Your urine won't look different, but the lab can catch it. This is often the very first sign of trouble, sometimes appearing years before your GFR or creatinine numbers even budge. It's the canary in the coal mine. The two biggest culprits behind this leak are diabetes and hypertension. High blood sugar is like shards of glass moving through your delicate kidney filters, scratching and scarring them over time. High blood pressure is like a power washer being used on a screen door. The sheer force of the blood eventually pushes holes through the membrane. Once those holes are there, the protein just pours out of your body. A normal ACR is less than 30. If yours is between 30 and 300, you have a moderate leak. If it's over 300, you have a severe leak. This isn't just a number on a page. It is physical proof that your kidneys are losing their structural integrity. You are literally losing the building blocks of your health through your urine, and if you don't plug those leaks by managing your blood pressure and sugar, the filter will eventually fall apart completely. What happens if you ignore the numbers? If you decide to just look the other way and ignore these climbing numbers, you aren't just risking your kidneys. You are risking your entire biological infrastructure. See, when the kidneys fail, they take the rest of the body down with them in a domino effect of systemic failure. Your heart is usually the first to suffer because the kidneys are no longer balancing your fluids, which forces your heart to pump twice as hard against the pressure. Then there's the bone issue. Your kidneys are responsible for activating vitamin D, and without it, your body starts cannibalizing your skeleton, leaching calcium out of your bones just to keep your blood chemistry stable. You'll also find yourself constantly exhausted because of anemia. Failing kidneys stop producing the hormone that tells your body to make red blood cells. The end of this road is a very sobering place called the dialysis center. It's not just a medical treatment, it's a total lifestyle takeover. You'll be hooked up to a machine for 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, while a pump manually does the job your kidneys used to do for free. It is physically draining, emotionally exhausting, and it's the reality for anyone who waits until they feel sick to take action. This isn't meant to scare you, but to show you that these numbers are your only chance to turn the car around before the bridge is out. Turning the numbers around. The good news is that your kidneys are incredibly resilient if you give them a fighting chance right now. The first move is always the kitchen. You have to start managing the big three: sodium, potassium, and phosphorus. Excess salt is like poison for high blood pressure, while too much potassium or phosphorus can actually become dangerous when your filters are slow. It sounds like a lot to track, but it's really just about choosing whole, unprocessed foods over anything that comes in a box. You're trying to lower the workload on your internal janitors so they can finally catch up. Beyond the plate, you have to be a hawk about what you put in your medicine cabinet. If your kidneys are struggling, you need to treat NSAIDs, like ibuprofen or naproxen, as if they were toxic. These common pain relievers actually choke off the blood flow to your kidneys, which is the last thing you want. On the flip side, talking to your doctor about ACE inhibitors can be a game changer because they help take the pressure off those delicate filters. At the end of the day, you have to be your own advocate. Don't wait for a doctor to call you with bad news. Ask for your labs, look at these 4 numbers yourself, and take charge. Your health is a DIY project, and the fact that you're watching this means you've already taken the first, most important step towards staying off that dialysis machine. Your body doesn't have a dashboard with blinking lights, but these labs are the closest thing to it. Ignoring them is like driving with your eyes closed. Take these results to your doctor, ask the tough questions, and start protecting your future today. You've got the data, now use it. Thanks for watching. Grab that free kidney health checklist in the description. Hit the subscribe button to stay sharp, and drop a comment below.